English learners. Welcome back to English Phrases Hub, the podcast where we help you speak real, everyday English with confidence. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jake. And today, oh boy, we've got a super relatable situation for you. Ever been stuck in an elevator with someone you kinda know and you have no idea what to say?
Yes. Like, do you make small talk? Do you comment on the weather for the 10th time? Or do you just pretend to check your phone and hope the elevator moves faster?
We've all been there. So in this episode, you'll hear a short, funny dialogue between two people who run into each other in an elevator. And it gets, well, just a little awkward.
But that's the point. We'll show you how to handle those weird little moments, how to make small talk, avoid sounding rude, and keep the conversation going even when it's a little uncomfortable.
So if you've ever wanted to sound natural in those everyday, what do I say now situations, this one's for you.
All right, let's jump into today's dialogue. Don't worry if you don't catch everything the first time. We'll go through it step by step right after.
Let's go.
Hey, Rachel.
Oh, hi. Mark, right?
Yeah, from accounting. We met at that, really awkward birthday thing for Steve.
Oh, yeah. With the melted cake and the fire alarm. Good times.
Right? Still can't believe someone lit candles right under the sprinkler.
Poor Steve. Worst birthday ever.
So, how's your Monday so far?
Not too bad. I only hit snooze twice today, so that's progress.
Impressive. I hit it 4 times. I basically negotiated with my alarm clock this morning.
Ha, I totally get that. I almost poured orange juice into my cereal, thought it was milk.
Nice. Classic Monday move. So, any big plans this week?
Not really. Just meetings, and more meetings. You?
Same here. I have one at 10 that I'm absolutely not ready for. I might just nod and hope no one asks me anything.
Ha, the classic Zoom stare. I've mastered that.
Yep, just lean forward and look thoughtful. Works every time.
You ever feel like the elevator's judging us?
All the time, especially when it makes that loud ding, like, you again?
Well, this is actually kind of nice. I never talk to people in here.
Same. I usually just stare at the numbers like it's a game show.
Will I make it to floor 7 without someone sneezing? Let's find out.
Well, this is me, floor 5. Hope your day is better than Steve's birthday.
Thanks, and good luck with your 10 o'clock. You've got this. Just nod confidently.
I'll channel my inner CEO. See you around.
See ya.
Okay, that was a pretty realistic elevator scene, right? I've definitely had moments like that where I'm just trying to survive the small talk.
Oh, for sure. I think everyone has. But here's the good news. Those little conversations are great opportunities to practice real English. So let's go through some of the most useful phrases from that dialogue.
First up, how's it going? This is a super common, casual way to ask, how are you? You can use it with coworkers, friends, even strangers you see often.
Exactly. It's less formal than how do you do and more natural than how are you today. So next time you see someone in the hallway or elevator, just say, hey, how's it going?
Next, we have, tell me about it. This one is really fun. You say it when someone tells you something you totally agree with, especially if it's frustrating or annoying.
Right. Like when Rachel said, just trying to survive Monday, and Mark replied, tell me about it. He meant, yeah, me too. Mondays are tough.
Now, here's a helpful one. That's a rough start. You use this when someone tells you something that didn't go well, like spilling coffee or sleeping through their alarm.
It's a friendly way to show you care without being too dramatic. You're basically saying, oof, that sounds like a tough morning.
Speaking of mornings, let's talk about snooze. If you say, I hit snooze 4 times, it means you kept pressing that button on your alarm to delay it. You didn't want to get up.
Exactly. Everyone's done it. I negotiated with my alarm clock this morning. That made me laugh.
Now, here's a super encouraging phrase. You've got this. It means good luck or I believe in you. Rachel said it to support Mark before his meeting.
It's really positive and friendly. You can say it to a friend before a test, a presentation, or even just a long Monday. Just look them in the eye and say, "You've got this."
And finally, fingers crossed. This means you're hoping for the best. It's like saying, I hope everything goes well.
Yeah, and people actually cross their fingers while saying it. You might hear someone say, "Fingers crossed I don't embarrass myself in the meeting," or "Fingers crossed the elevator doesn't stop on every floor."
So now you've got 7 great phrases to use in small talk, whether it's in the elevator, the office, or anywhere else.
And they're all super practical, natural, real-life English that helps you sound like a native speaker, even in awkward situations.
Don't worry about being perfect. Just try 1 or 2 of these phrases the next time you talk to someone. Small talk gets easier the more you practice.
That's right. And now that you've heard all these useful phrases, it's time to see them in action again, in a brand new situation.
Yup, Dialogue 2 is coming up. It's another short conversation using some of the same phrases, but this time, things get even funnier.
Let's just say there's an unexpected sneeze, a broken coffee machine, and some next-level awkwardness.
So sit back, relax, and listen closely. See how many phrases you recognize from earlier.
Here comes Dialogue 2.
Come on. Just work for once.
Uh-oh. Is the coffee machine giving you a hard time?
It hates me. Every time I try to use it, it either jams or explodes.
That's a rough start to the morning.
Tell me about it. I haven't even checked my emails yet, and I already want to go home.
At least you're up. I hit snooze like 5 times today. I almost wore mismatched shoes.
Honestly, that would have been a bold fashion statement.
Thanks. Maybe I'll start a trend.
Oh, no, that didn't sound good.
I'd back away slowly if I were you.
Too late. Okay, that's enough caffeine drama for today.
Fingers crossed it didn't destroy your shirt again.
No stains. Yet. I've got a meeting in 10, so naturally this is the perfect time for a coffee explosion.
You've got this. Just walk in confident, pretend everything is fine.
Like a true professional, covered in coffee, but smiling.
Exactly. You know, for someone who causes chaos wherever he goes, you're surprisingly optimistic.
What can I say? It's a gift. Want me to bring you a coffee from downstairs?
Tempting, but I don't trust you with coffee anymore.
Fair. I wouldn't either.
Sorry, allergies. The air conditioning here hates me.
Bless you. Maybe the coffee machine and the AC are secretly working together.
Corporate sabotage. Classic Tuesday.
All right, I'm gonna go pretend I read my meeting notes. Catch you later?
Definitely. Good luck and keep your coffee far away from the projector.
Noted.
Okay, that break room conversation was just pure chaos. Broken coffee machine, sneezing, suspicious air conditioning, classic Tuesday energy.
Right? But even in the middle of all that awkwardness, there were so many great real-life phrases packed in there.
Let's break them down so you can use them too, without needing to break a coffee machine.
Let's kick things off with one you heard early in the conversation. That's a rough start.
We say this when someone's day begins badly. Maybe they spill coffee, miss the bus, or forget their lunch.
Exactly. It's a nice way to show sympathy without being dramatic. You're saying, "Wow, unlucky start. I feel you."
Try it. Oh no, you dropped your phone in the toilet? That's a rough start. We explained this one before, but it's worth repeating because it's so common.
Totally. When someone says something you relate to, like being tired or stressed, you can just say, "Tell me about it."
It's short, casual, and instantly connects you with the other person. You're saying, yes, I feel the same way. Try it. Ugh, I have 5 meetings today.
Tell me about it. We've all done it. Hitting snooze means pressing that little button on your alarm clock or phone to delay it.
If you hit snooze 5 times, it probably means you really didn't want to wake up, or you had a long night.
It's a fun way to explain why you're feeling sleepy or late in the morning. Example, sorry I'm late. I hit snooze too many times.
Here it is again, fingers crossed. It means you're hoping for a good result.
In this case, Rachel said it when she hoped Mark's shirt wouldn't get ruined again by coffee.
You can say this before a test, a big presentation, or even when your lunch is in the office fridge and you hope no one stole it. Example, fingers crossed my package arrives today.
We love this one. It's so encouraging. You're basically telling someone, you can do it.
Rachel says it to boost Mark's confidence before his meeting, even though he just had a coffee explosion.
It's perfect for calming nerves and supporting friends or coworkers.
Try it. I'm nervous about the interview.
You've got this.
Classic one. When someone sneezes in English, it's polite to say, bless you.
It doesn't matter if you know the person or not. It's just a small gesture of kindness.
Even if you're halfway through sipping your coffee and someone sneezes across the room, you say, bless you.
Mark sneezes? Bless you. Easy.
And finally, a great way to say goodbye informally. Catch you later.
You'll hear this everywhere. It just means, see you soon, or bye for now.
It's friendly, casual, and super useful, especially with coworkers or friends.
Example, all right, I gotta go to my meeting. Catch you later.
And that's it. These phrases might sound simple, but they make a huge difference when you're trying to sound more natural in English.
They're the little things that help you connect with people, even during awkward, coffee-soaked conversations.
All right, now it's your turn. We're going to practice saying some of the key phrases from today's episode. Don't worry, just relax, listen, and repeat after us.
And hey, if you're listening on the bus, in bed, or while making coffee, don't be shy. Say it out loud. Or whisper. Whispering still counts.
Let's go. First phrase. That's a rough start.
That's a rough start.
Your turn.
Again, a little faster this time. That's a rough start. Next up, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Say it with us.
And now on your own. Ready? Tell me about it. Here's one we all know too well. I hit snooze like 5 times.
I hit snooze like 5 times.
Try it.
Once more, but more casual. I hit snooze like 5 times. Now, let's try a positive phrase. You've got this. You've got this. Your turn. Say it with confidence.
Yes! Again, you've got this. Let's practice this polite one. Bless you. Imagine someone sneezes. What do you say? Bless you.
Nice job. Even just learning that one can make you sound friendly and thoughtful. Last one, the goodbye phrase. Catch you later. Catch you later. Say it like you're talking to a coworker or a friend. Catch you later.
All right, that was awesome. Don't worry if you didn't get it perfect. Just practicing out loud already makes you stronger and more confident.
Exactly. The more you repeat, the more natural it becomes. You've got this.
All right, it's time for Listener Q&A, where we answer your questions about learning English and share a few quick tips along the way.
First question comes from Pedro in Brazil.
He asks, why do native speakers speak so fast, and how can I catch what they're saying?
Great question. Native speakers do speak quickly, but they also connect words in ways that can be confusing. That's why listening practice, like podcasts and dialogues, really helps.
Try to focus on the rhythm, not just the individual words. And don't be afraid to pause and repeat what you hear. You'll get better at understanding full phrases, not just vocabulary.
Next question. This one's from Natsuki in Japan. She writes, I understand the words, but I freeze in real conversations. How do I stop overthinking and actually speak?
We've all been there. Honestly, it's about building confidence little by little. Start with short phrases, just like the ones we practiced today, and don't worry about being perfect.
Exactly. Even saying something simple like, that's a rough start, or bless you, in a real situation is a win. You're using real English in real life, and that's how fluency grows.
And our last one, from Ollie in Jordan. He asks, is it okay to use small talk phrases like, how's it going, or catch you later with my boss? Or should I be more formal?
Good question, Ali. It depends on your workplace culture. In many Western offices, especially in the US or UK, small talk is totally fine, even with your manager, as long as it's polite and respectful.
Yeah, how's it going is casual, but not rude. And catch you later is friendly. But if your boss is very formal or the office culture is more traditional, you might want to stick with good morning or see you soon.
Thanks to everyone who sent in a question. If you've got one, just leave it in the comments. We love hearing from you.
Coming up next, a little challenge to help you speak English even more naturally. Let's do it.
All right, it's challenge time. This is where we give you a fun, simple way to practice speaking English using the phrases from today's episode.
So, here's your mission. Imagine it's Monday morning. You walk into the office. The coffee machine is broken. Someone sneezes. You're running late, and you're exhausted.
We've all had that kind of day. So your challenge is to create a short conversation, just 2 or 3 lines, using at least 3 of these phrases.
That's a rough start.
Tell me about it.
I hit snooze like 5 times.
Fingers crossed.
You've got this.
Or, bless you. You can write your mini conversation in the comments or say it out loud wherever you are right now. Bonus points if you use humor, like Mark and Rachel.
And if you want, post it on Instagram or TikTok and tag us. We'd love to see your creativity.
Just remember, every time you speak, even a little, you're improving. So don't wait for the perfect sentence. Start with what you know.
You've got this.
Okay, before we say goodbye, let's do a quick recap of what we covered today.
We started with a funny but totally realistic dialogue in an elevator. Awkward small talk, spilled coffee, and all. Then we jumped into dialogue 2, where things got even messier in the break room.
Yep, sneezing, broken coffee machines, and 2 people trying their best to survive Monday. But more importantly, we learned some great real-life English phrases along the way.
Let's review a few of them. That's a rough start to show sympathy when someone has a bad morning.
Tell me about it when you totally agree with someone.
I hit snooze like 5 times to explain you didn't want to wake up.
Fingers crossed when you're hoping for good luck.
You've got this, a great phrase to encourage someone.
And of course, bless you, the polite thing to say when someone sneezes.
And don't forget, small talk might feel awkward, but it's one of the best ways to sound natural and connect with people in English.
Exactly. So whether you're in an elevator, at the coffee machine, or just walking past a coworker, try one of these phrases. Even a short, "you've got this," can brighten someone's day.
Thanks for joining us today.
And if you completed the speaking challenge, we're proud of you. Keep it up.
We'll catch you in the next episode of English Phrases Hub. Until then,
Practice daily, speak boldly,
and don't be afraid to sound human. See you next time.